I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you may be watching this transmission here on Deco Drive in downtown Miami, South Beach, off of A1A. Anyways, guys, I wanted to throw this out there. Especially, I want to target the Australian housing market, and I want to let everybody know not to buy anything. Listen to me. Now, mathematics, I get a lot of people from Australia telling me stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never been to Australia. No, I've been to Vancouver, and I lived in Toronto. I lived all over. I lived in Miami. I lived everywhere. I'm not going to tell you all the countries I lived in and all the languages they speak, but I do want to tell you, from my experience in mathematics, and where I worked for, where I signed a disclosure agreement, doing the math and looking at the ratios, mathematics don't lie. So now today, people in Australia are actually going to help me with this, because I need to know what the heck is going on down under, because the prices of housing and the patterns in the foreign investing and the money laundering and all the Mickey Mouse government is the same in Canada, and it's the same in the United Kingdom, and it's the same thing in Western United States, from Washington State all the way down to Tijuana, Mexico border, San Diego. It's the same thing. Completely bought out, kind of like this weird politics running out there. So I'm going to need my Australian friends that watch and subscribe to my videos to kind of give me an understanding. So I did a video the other day right here. It's very popular. It's called Australian Housing Bubble 1997 to 2020. Rest in peace. Has 8,300 views. Article scan, please. Check it out. It's right here. Australian Housing Bubble 1997 to 2020. Please check it out. Canadian has one. I'll eventually make one with New Zealand when I get some better numbers. I'm having a tough time finding anything on New Zealand when it comes to proper housing numbers. It's almost like Australia. They're making it so hard for people to try and understand something. So I got some feedback from a very experienced commentator on my channel. Doesn't subscribe to the channel, but comments on my videos. So here it goes, guys. So there it is right there. This is the video right here. Chinese buyers abandon Australian property replaced by U.S. investors. I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing in this video. It's the amount of crap that people feed that expect other people to eat and believe is absolutely phenomenal. So this is from, I can't even read that, but this is from Wes. So I got this up here from Wes. He says, so now I make comparisons because I lived in the United States for 5 years. I've seen other parts. I've been in different parts of the United States. I've looked at financials when it comes to real estate for many years. Again, I signed a disclosure agreement with the previous company that I worked for, so I can't really go into too much, but I've done a lot when it comes to, and looking at Canadian home pricing and American, it's like, it's a day and night difference. It's like $1 million in Canada for a teardown. The same teardown 5 minutes outside of a major city is like 50 grand. So here it is. So this is what I need your guys' help with, okay? Because maybe I'm doing things wrong, or I'm not understanding, if I'm tricking or treating here. So here it is. Seriously, that's the comparison you want to make? A middle-class home in a country with a much larger population of 80% of Australia is uninhabitable for starters. We have properties similar to that for even less in some of the cases. Try apples to apple comparison. Comparing the price of US dollars for an average home to a very high-end home here isn't useful to anyone. It's just clickbait. Most houses in Brisbane would cost less than the only one you've shown, and it's a capital city. Brisbane has 2.4 million people, and the Gold Coast, which is the Australian equivalent to Miami, 25 minutes away, is 700,000 people. So that's over 3.1 people living in that area alone. You can buy houses in those areas well under the amounts you've described, even for U.S. real estate. Brisbane is the largest land city in the entire world. Every city I've ever been to in my life is the largest land city, everybody tells me. Then I replied, said, look, I can find a home in downtown Fort Lauderdale, like in the downtown area, like right in like Las Olas, okay, for 140 grand. He says, great, I could do the same here. Well under, in fact. Stop talking SHI to your subs. Now, what I don't understand is, guys, I need you guys to find me something in a downtown area in Australia. Put it in the comments below, in a downtown area. So Fort Lauderdale, I think, has like 6 million people. So I need you guys, or 5 million people. I'm not sure how many are in Fort. That's not Dade County. That's Miami-Dade. That's Broward County. Here, let's see how many people live in Broward County real quick here. Broward County population. Broward County population. So it's 2 million people. I'm dead wrong. Miami-Dade. Okay, this is like really old though. Okay, this is really old. So let's just say 2 million people. Okay. Okay, that's a good comparison to Sydney. Like 2 million people. Fort Lauderdale. Miami would be like Sydney. Oh, okay. So that's a really good one there. Okay. So, and then I said, then stop talking SHI to your subs. Well, he doesn't even subscribe to my channel. So let's move on here. I say, you don't get it. Canada's worse than you could imagine. The key is a $140,000 house in Fort Lauderdale that is situated less than a 15-minute drive from Miami Beach City Center. So that's the even bigger city than the one in Fort Lauderdale. Like, it's even bigger. Skyscrapers. Girls were hot, wearing less than bikinis, walking in Glovers, driving Lamborghinis, jealous. Anyways, so, and then he goes to me and says, Mike, I own and buy and sell more property than you will ever do in your lifetime. This guy knows so much about me. Like, I am absolutely flat, like, what people know about other people. Phenomenal. There's another guy in Australia that knows everything about me. Just STFU with your property nonsense. Then I replied to him, you don't even subscribe to our channel. Woo! Making a video. Here it is, folks. So now it's on the video, Chinese buyers abandon Australian property replaced by US investors. Woo! All right, so let's find out here. So this is from today. This is from 9 hours ago. So if you know properties for well under $140,000 in one of the major cities in Australia, I'll even allow you to put a link down below to a home that's, let's say, 2 hours outside of Sydney. 2 hours. I'll give you 2 hours outside of Sydney. 2 hours outside of Miami, you're past Orlando, or you're way up almost in Georgia. So, like I'm giving you guys, put it below in the links so we could follow this. So house prices are set to drop 10% due to lockdown, but now is not the time to buy, experts say. You gotta talk to this guy. This guy's an expert. So let's go back here. All right. So let's do this. Okay. Australian house prices in the capital cities, big and small, are expected to suffer double-digit falls in coming months of the COVID lockdown cases, unemployment to reach Great Depression levels. Thank God one of those African countries sent to the WHO tests of a goat. They've rigged their tests with a cantaloupe, a goat, a papaya, and all of them came back positive with these weird tests that these African countries have been sending in, and kicked all the WHO out of their countries. Look into that, guys. A survey of 25 economists by Financial Comparison and Website Finder predicted a sharp drop in every state and territory, with a majority of experts declaring now was not the time to buy property. Sydney was expected to suffer a 10.2% slide, slicing $104,695 off the median house price back to $921,000. So the median house price is $921,000, okay? So now, let's compare apples to apples. So first, let's go to our mortgage qualifier tool to find out our total debt service ratio here. So here it is here, guys. So property value, $921,000, okay? So we kept everything in Australian figures here. We put 10% down, 5% annual rate, 25-year amortization, and 12 payments per year. And then we put the gross income at $90,000 per year. And heating costs, I put 0, because I don't know what it is. Property tax, I put 0. I put $1, because it doesn't let me put 0. Then credit card, I left at $300, because multiple credit cards. Car payments, I put at $350. And other debts, $300, like student loans or other crap, right? Okay. So, TDS The TDS service ratio needs to be sitting, okay, at 40% or lower, right? Or your GDS ratio, okay, should be sitting at, well, this is too high. It should be way lower than that. Shouldn't exceed 32%. So that's exactly what you're taking to pay your mortgage directly, okay? So here's your mortgage payment, $4,975 per month. Your heating costs at 000, and then GDS and GDS. I had that open. GDS ratio is a percentage of your income needed to pay all of your monthly housing costs, including principal, interest, taxes, heat. You'll also need to include 50% of your condo fees, if applicable. Then multiply the sum by 100, and you'll get your GDS ratio. That's how you get it mathematically on a calculator. So let's go back here. So getting that, it's way overpriced. So now let's play with the numbers here. So let's pretend we're working at a bank and we're going to fudge the numbers here. Let's pretend we're going to fudge the numbers so we can get this customer to qualify for this mortgage. So $90,000 a year is not enough. It puts him at 79% TDS ratio. That's for buying this thing here. So people living in Louisiana or something, like that's a house you could buy in Louisiana for about 80 grand. So that's what I mean. Oh, there's no jobs there, Mike! I love when people say that. I'm going to make a YouTube series where I'm going to roll a dice and move to a state where I'll get like a D100 or a D50 die. Okay, if I'm allowed to move to the States. I'm not kidding. I'll roll a dice. We'll number every state, including Alaska and Hawaii. I'll roll a dice. And whatever that number lands on, I'll move to that state. I'll move to the biggest city in that state. And I'll show how I can make it and raise my family and do the same thing I'm doing here in this small town outside of Vancouver. So before we move on, I kind of want to show you the house price carnage here in Australia. So Sydney is down. Sydney will be. This is the carnage they're predicting. It's going to go down to $921,000 for a median house. Melbourne $743,000. Brisbane $511,000. Perth $426,000. Perth has been on a 32 quarter retraction since their crash. Perth housing price needs to go down a lot more since their mining bust. Adelaide, 437 large. Hobart, 458,000, and that was 3 years ago. You could buy something decent for 200 large until everyone mass exited Sydney 3 years ago and moved down to Tasmania and then blew the prices up there. Darwin, down 428,000, is way overpriced for Darwin. And Canberra, 657 large. That's a lot of coinage to own a property. Now, so let's go back to the mortgage qualifier. Let's say Buddy wants to buy this house in Sydney. It's the average home here, and this is the average. This is your average benchmark price. So this Buddy wants to buy this house. I don't know why, but he wants to. So let's go here. So 90 large won't work. So we're gonna try 100 large a year. 100 large per year, $100,000. Calculate. It still does not put him in the proper TDS ratio. He's too high, 71.3%. He's going to dedicate more than 40% of his income towards his house. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Let's do this. You're already paying, in Australia, you're already not paying any heating and you're not paying any property tax already. So now let me cut this back. $100,000 a year. Okay, that's still not enough. Credit card. Okay, so let's pretend this guy's got no credit cards. I got no credit cards. I'm like Mike Martins. I got no debt. All right, let's calculate this now. It brings his TDS to 67.53%. Okay, that's still too high. It's way too high. Okay, so let's pretend he's got no car payments. He owns all his cars. Doesn't have the best cars, but he owns them. Brings it to 63%. Okay, so he's got no credit cards and no student loans, and he's got no other debts. No ex-wife, no child support, nothing. It brings him to 59%. If he wants to buy that house, if that's the 921,000 is the average benchmark. So we're taking the average benchmark so we can argue that, right? Okay, so, he's making 120,000 a year. 120,000 per year. Okay, let's calculate that. Still, he's out of ratio, and his GDS is still out. He's contributing way too much money towards his... Okay, 120 for an average home, for this house. An average house. It's got a driveway, though, so, I mean, it's got to mean something, right? I'll find you a home with the driveway, too, so we can do a comparison here. So I can't, so 120 large a year. Okay, so maybe he's going to have to put a lot more money down on his down payment. Okay, let's lower his interest rate to 4%. It brings him almost there. Almost within line. Okay, so let's bring his down payment to 15%. Almost. Let's lower the rate to 3.5. Oh, he's there, 40%. No, he's still not checkmarked. He's still over the 40%. So let's bring rates down to 3%. With 15% down now. There we go, 38.14. Now he's in a situation that he could afford to buy food now. Like, he's not doing anything else. So again, so if Buddy buys a car, paying monthly payments, again, that throws him out of whack. So we're talking about a person that has no debt, a person that's making, or a family that makes $120,000 per year. Heating costs are zero. Property taxes are zero. Credit cards are zero. Car payment is zero. Other payments, zero. So this guy's free and clear like the wind. Now, he's buying an average price property in Sydney for $921,000. He puts a down payment of 15% at an annual rate of 3%. With a 25-year amortization of a payment frequency of 12 times per year, he can make it. He could make it. He could do it. You could do it. But then you're still going to owe like almost 800 grand after you make those 5 years of payments. So, I mean, that's a lot of money, you know. That's a lot of money. I'm saying, like, you know, I don't know if that's worth it, right? So let's pretend Buddy does pay for heat, or in Australia we'll say AC. Let's say it's $80 a month, right? Property taxes, $100 a month. I know they pay stamp duty, but let's say $100 per month it averages out, right? Credit card is paying $200 a month. Car payments, $200 a month. He's got a Volkswagen. Other payments, say child support, $200 per month. Calculate. That puts him way out of whack. He's completely can't afford food anymore. He can't afford food anymore. So, we get his down payment to 10%. You could tell I used to do this. I did this for years. Get his down payment for 10%. Get the interest rate to 2%. Okay. He's still out of whack. All right, so let's get the interest rate to 1%. He's over, but he's still he's within now arguing the deal. Now you could argue this deal. You have to underwrite it. Like if I had this deal on my table, and I mean I'm not fudging the numbers. I'm just taking his income and whatever he's got, and I was going to submit this for final approval. I'll underwrite this deal and explain why his TDS is just over a thousandth of a percentage point over 40. So let's make him fit. So let's say, oh, I got some extra income. I've been grooming pets on the side, an extra $5,000 per year. Calculate the grooming pets. There you go. He's at 38% TDS, and he's good to go. So for somebody to buy an average home, so if they put down 10% at the interest rate at 1% for 25 years, and the average property is 921, Your gross income needs to be $125,000 per year. Heating costs at $80, property tax $100, credit card payments are $200, car payments $200, and other debts $200 per month. So that would put you in a decent situation, provided you could get the interest rate at 1%. Now let's look at reality now. So now this is in Boca Raton. This is like a few blocks away from Wilt Chamberlain's bar. It's a beautiful area. There's strip malls everywhere. There's everyone says, oh, it's all old people. And it's young families. And if it's old people, I mean, you could go there. You could start opening a pool cleaning service and live a very, very happy life. You know what I'm saying? So here it is, guys. So there's your house here. So this is $139,000. Average median in that area is 110 to 250, and 250 is too big. So I wanted to get something more comparable to this house here. Okay? So here we go. 139,900. That's about 200,000 Australian. 3 bedroom, 3 baths. 2,645 square feet, and it's got a driveway like the other one too, but this one's cobblestone. This one's nice. And this is all poured concrete. This is all poured concrete and rebar with an orange clay roof. And there's the interior there, and it's all poured concrete. You could tell by the interior here, that's all poured concrete. That's all like solid. And the flooring is solid too, right? Okay, so now I took this property. It's been 443 days on the market. It's been sitting on the market, and there might be a price reduction to 110,000 in the next month. So we got the qualifier tool for this. Property value 139,900. Okay, so let's pretend an Australian's going to buy that. That's 200,000 Australian dollars. Right? So let's say 200,000. Here, I got my money converter right here. So 921,000 Australia is 604,000 American dollars. Those are these homes here I was looking at. Like these gigantic mansions. Like huge, look at these huge driveways and private entries. Like these gigantic mansions. Like homes like this is what you could buy in outside of a major city in America. You could buy that. That's just beyond. Like you see, I'm seeing it from the point of view of when I was living in America. So let's say Australian dollars, so American dollars, 200,000. Okay, so no, I have to do this the other way around. So let's go really quick here, guys, and do this right so we can get this right. So we can get the TDS right and the CGS and all that other stuff. Where is it? Is it United States dollar? Where is it? Uzbekistan. Okay, here it is. Okay, 200,000. Okay, 305,000. I was off by a bit here. I was off by $5,000. So let's go back to 135. So I was off by quite a bit. Australian dollars dipping big time. Holy smokes. So let's go back here. 139,000. Oops, 139. I did it wrong. Oops, my bad. Let me fix this. Yeah, 139. I'm sorry, guys. I was right originally. Yeah, $212,000. Okay, let's go back and fix this, okay? So it's 212,000 Australian dollars. Okay, down payment 10%. We'll do 5-year interest rates. And our gross income is 65,000 per year, not 90 what we started with in Australia. Calculate. Okay, so now we have property taxes. Property taxes on that is $800 a year, so we'll put 65 a month. And then heating costs. There's no heating. We'll put AC. You use your AC all year round. It's about $55 a month. Okay, and we'll put credit line and credit payments and all that other crap, $300. That's a lot of credit to take to pay $300 a month, just so you guys know. Car payments at $350. That's a very high-end vehicle in the States. $350 is a high-end vehicle. And other debt payments, $300. Okay, there you go. 38%, 70. 38.70%. You're way within, and it leaves you roughly. That's going to leave you. Let me see what my total. It's going to leave you. I think I calculated this from the old number I had up here. That's going to leave you with. All right, let's subtract that and gross income. It's going to leave you with roughly $2,300 a month to play with, basically, is what's going to give you. Okay, so then let's get a proper interest rate in here, because right now rates, a lot of banks are offering anywhere from 1 to 2.5%. So let's say 3%. Let's just be conservative, right? 3%, and that's not a lot of money. So let's say we put down 20% of the home value, because that's not a lot of principal, right? So, okay, down, and that puts us down to a very, very healthy TDS ratio with a 20% down payment. $65,000 per year is like average, no, below average family income. 2 family members working could easily make $85,000 in that area per year. Easy, $85,000. And then you buy a house like that to get started with the family, and your TDS is at $26,000. That leaves you about $3,000 to $4,000 a month in disposable income when you're buying this. So when you buy this in Australia, you're pretty much really going off the deep end to try and get into this market, right? But then when you buy this in Boca Raton, Florida, it's very nice up there. Look at all the water around; it's beautiful, and there's lots of jobs. There's lots of commercial. You go there, look at the backyard. You just look at the pool. Look how big the house is. You just go there and make your own job. That's why I said, if I didn't have kids and I wasn't married, I'd get a dice with you guys. I'd get a dice, a 50-sided, I'd roll it. I'd go to that part in the U.S., I'll go work there, and I'll show you guys how I can make it there. With no questions asked, no debates, no Mickey Mousing or hiding things. You know what I'm saying? So here it is, guys. So there's a request amount. That's how much you're putting down. And total mortgage required $169,600. And this is in Australian dollars, guys. So I'm not even going off what the US dollars would be, because it's not fair. Why is it not fair? Because I'm calculating American income, right? To a lower value currency, but a higher denomination. So if we put this back, watch this. If I put this back to what the property of 139.9 American, watch this. Oops. Watch this. 139.9. Watch this. TDS ratio 22%. You got like $5,000 disposable income. That's if you put it in the American price, making the American dollars. Wow. And that's a high interest rate, too. There's a lot of banks offering anywhere from 2%. So there it is, guys. So now, I was looking around, and I found this. Like, homes like this, this is a $500,000 house, guys. Okay? So basically, this house here, for $921,000, is about $500,000 US. Let's just say give or take a few bucks, okay? But look what you could get. Like, I don't know if I'm just severely delusional. Maybe I am. Maybe this guy that commented is right. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I have no idea what the heck is going on. I've seen the patterns in Canada, okay? I've seen the patterns watch the video I did about Seattle all the way down Oregon and California, what's happened there with the foreign buying and foreign investing and foreign money laundering, and foreigners using corporate numbers, and only there's about 35% of foreign investors that invested in Western United States. 35% of them have never been in America, have never visited the United States of America, ever. So that is a huge issue, right? So when you sell out your country to the highest bidders. So I just wanted to throw this out there. So this is in Orlando, I found this beautiful mansion for $519. That's about the same price as a median home price in Sydney. So article scan, please. So guys, let me know. I want my subscribers to actually comment below and let me know what the heck is going on, right? Because people buy and sell homes and stuff. Yeah, they're obviously more experienced than I am at buying and selling my home. I made sure when I bought my house, I just bought it free and clear so I wouldn't have a mortgage. And I could raise my family and not play games. And then I could go down to Deco Drive in South Beach and take a 6-week vacation because there's nothing holding me back because I'm not tied to these invisible handcuffs. Look at this one. Let's look at this one, man. That one's nice. Yeah. That's like $1,900 a month. That's a lot of money. That's like 2,500. That's like 2,800 bucks Australian. That's a lot of money. What are you paying here for this? Like 4,000. Let me know what you guys think. I look forward to reading your comments and getting a understanding on what you guys think. Let's see if I got a reply from that. Guys, don't forget to watch your... So Buddy says, how do you think I have your stupid arse property videos up on my TV if I'm not a subscriber? So anyways, go ahead, guys. Comment below. Let me know. Am I wrong about Australia? Have I been wrong all this time about Australia? I know I've been dead to rights 100% with the United Kingdom. I know I've been right with Canada coast to coast. And I know I've been right about Western United States. I know I've been right, dead right about New Zealand. So what am I doing wrong about Australia? Go here and click on right here. Australian housing bubble 1997 to 2020. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. So there it is, guys. Oops. Go to this video here. Article scan. And it's right here. It's Wednesday night. It's called Rest in Peace Australian Housing Market. I'll put a link below to you right now. Go to the link. Watch it. Get this video, grow. Share it. Share the video.